Welcome back to Josh and Kristie Stealing the Internet. I'm Josh.
And I'm Kristie. I wanted to thank everybody who wished me a speedy recovery after my little surgery. I'm doing so much better, and I really appreciate all the well wishes.
Today we have an episode all about dating drama.
All right, let's jump into the first story.
Am I the asshole for making my girlfriend cut off her new male friend because she made me cut off a female friend?
Ooh, okay, I don't like making significant others cut off friends of the opposite sex, and this one sounds like it's completely retaliatory on his part, so I don't know if I like this.
A couple of years back, I made friends with a new coworker. She was pretty cool. Now, my girlfriend at first did not have a problem with this, but she got uncomfortable with how much time my new friend and I spent on gaming. Admittedly, it was a bit much. My girlfriend straight up told me she would not continue this if I continue this friendship. Honestly, looking back, I kind of regret it, but whatever.
Okay, even he admits that he was spending too much time with his female friend instead of his girlfriend, so he knew that it wasn't right. But I do not like that the girlfriend gave him an ultimatum and made him cut this friend off. There should have been a discussion and been like, hey, maybe spend a little less time with her.
Recently, my girlfriend met a new guy friend, and this friendship has made me uncomfortable. They don't hang alone as far as I know, but they do drink together, which makes me uncomfortable.
Okay, yeah, I can kind of see that making you uncomfortable. When people are drunk, their inhibitions are lowered, but I also feel like you should trust your girlfriend.
And they are in a group, it sounds like.
But also, you shouldn't feel uncomfortable in your relationship. Maybe have a discussion with your girlfriend and come up with a compromise.
So I told my girlfriend this, and she tried to reassure me, but this didn't change my feelings. I did bring up what she told me years ago about my old female friend. She told me she was very sorry for what she did. She told me that our relationship was still pretty new and that she didn't fully trust me back then. She told me that if this happened today, she wouldn't have asked me to cut off this friendship. FYI, I couldn't get in touch with my old coworker even if I tried, so that friendship is gone forever. I told my girlfriend fine, but regardless, if she wants me to stick around, she needs to cut off that friendship. I told her it's extremely messed up for her to claim she had changed her mind when she had to make a sacrifice. I told her I wanted to believe her, but she had to prove to me that she's not just saying this just because. She did agree to this half-heartedly. I don't know, I'd have never given her an ultimatum like this, and it felt wrong to be honest.
Okay, again, he is admitting that this felt wrong, so he thinks he's probably in the wrong. Because he kind of is.
Like you said, this kind of feels retaliatory.
Also, she never hangs out with this guy friend alone. They're always in a group. If she cuts him off, is she going to have to cut off the whole group and never see that group again? Because that doesn't exactly seem fair either.
Yeah, because they're not hanging out alone, so they are probably out drinking with a group of friends. I guess her and him are just better friends than the rest of them? I guess if OP is worried, maybe her and this guy are better friends than she is with the rest of the friend group.
Yeah, that seems likely, but I still feel like cutting her off from all of her friends is not an acceptable thing to do.
No, it sounds like the trust in your relationship doesn't go in either direction.
Yeah, I was like, also, they have been dating a lot longer now. The trust should have built up. And he's just like, no, I don't trust you. And I want you to cut this friend off because you made me cut my friend off way long time ago. Can we not grow as people and realize we made mistakes in the past and she's sorry for what she made you do?
Yeah, because it does kind of sound like OP is holding a bit of a grudge still.
Oh, he definitely is.
Yeah, apparently in OP's opinion, no, you are not allowed to grow and change your mind on things.
I just want a little bit more information, too. Is there a reason OP is not going out drinking with his girlfriend in this group of friends? Why isn't he out there with them?
That would be a good solution, right? Go hang out with your girlfriend while she's out having fun on the town. He's too busy gaming at home.
Well, if you were too busy gaming to go hang out with your girlfriend, I think your relationship has bigger problems.
Top comment. This sounds healthy.
Yeah, it really doesn't. Is this a good relationship you should be trying to save? Maybe you don't trust each other. Just call it off.
Yeah, I don't know why you're in a relationship with someone this long if you don't trust them anymore.
I'm sorry, how long was this relationship, did they say?
All they say is that his female friend was a couple years ago.
Okay, so they've been together years, though. You think at this point you would trust your significant other.
And not be holding a grudge over something that happened 2 years ago?
That too, yes.
If you have to hold a grudge in a relationship, it's not a good relationship. This type of grudge. There are grudges you're allowed to hold, but they're not significant grudges. I might hold a grudge against you because all that time ago, you ate the last bit of food or something off my plate.
That sounds like something more like I'd hold a grudge for than you would.
Yeah, that's because I know you're still holding a grudge over that donut.
I totally am. That was my donut.
So I guess I'm the more mature one in our relationship.
You didn't even go buy me a new donut that time.
Did I not?
I don't think you did.
That's funny. My donut.
I had to wait until the next time we got donuts. It was so sad.
Another comment. Do they only see each other in group settings, or are they talking, texting, calling, hanging out individually as well? Are you asking her to cut off her whole friend group to avoid seeing this guy? Is her interaction with this guy excessive like you said your relationship with your female friend was?
Yeah, see, I would like a little bit more information like this commenter does. Like, those are all very good questions to ask.
Yeah, and I don't think OP actually gives more information to anyone about it.
Which means that it is not in his favor and he knows it's going to make him look bad.
That is very likely, because hanging out with somebody in a group setting is so different.
Why is he even jealous of this guy? I don't get it.
I have to assume that she's coming home and telling stories about the guy or something.
Yeah, that could be what's happening, and that could be a bit of a hit to your self-esteem if your significant other is coming home and talking about another guy she's been hanging out with a lot.
Somebody replied, OP mentioned she's reluctant to cut him off. Is she reluctant because they go out as a group? Her cutting him off means she can't go out with this group of friends, which is a bigger ask than cutting off one friend, obviously.
Yeah, one friend that, I mean, they were just gaming together. Were they gaming together in person or just online and talking while they were gaming online?
That's another good question. Did they have like a gaming group of coworkers that they were hanging out with? Sounds more like his interactions with her were one-on-one.
Yes, and like even if they're hanging out online one-on-one, you might not be as worried about them cheating physically, but he could still like have an emotional affair with this girl while gaming with her online. Even he admitted he was spending too much time with this girl, so he knows that he wasn't in the right there and what he was doing was not healthy for his relationship.
Yeah, it does kind of sound like that just because of his admittance that he was spending too much time with her. Because you can have friends that are the opposite sex. That's fine. But once you actually admit that you're spending too much time with that person, it makes it a different scenario.
Also, OP is coming to Reddit to see if he's the asshole. And you know people don't want to be the asshole, so they're going to spin it in the best light that they can. And this is the best that he can spin it.
Yeah, I don't know if he was having an emotional affair or anything, but he's really not painting himself in the best light in this post. Another comment, not the asshole. Her changing her mind based on time having passed, and which she is totally lying about, by the way, is irrelevant. At its heart, she was uncomfortable with something, and you cut that friendship to ease her feelings. You are now uncomfortable with something. That is a current, active, and real fact regardless of her stance. And it's time for her to reciprocate the respect for your feelings or leave.
I do agree that he is uncomfortable with this guy friend. Something needs to be done. I just feel like cutting off this whole friend group is a bit extreme. And can we not try some more moderate measures now that we are older and wiser and have grown as people and as a couple?
Now that you've been dating longer and you're closer as a couple, maybe it's time to start hanging out with each other's friend groups a little more. It just seems odd to go out drinking with a group of friends and your boyfriend, I don't know, maybe OP just doesn't like drinking?
I don't know. I mean, like, I don't really like drinking, but I feel like I would still go with you at least occasionally if you were going to the bar with your friends, just because I want to feel included and I like hanging out with you and I want to get to know your friends.
Yeah, but that's what OP needs to do. He needs to get closer with this guy than his girlfriend. Steal him away from her.
That is devious.
Yeah, OP needs to start dating this guy.
Okay, well, I don't know about that, but I do feel like it would at least put his mind at ease if he got to know this guy and became friends with him a little bit. Anyways, I think everybody sucks here, but he's a little bit more of an asshole because this feels like retaliatory revenge.
Yeah, he's currently being an asshole, whereas she was an asshole in the past.
Like a long time ago, years ago. He needs to get over that and stop being an asshole right now.
Am I the asshole for deleting my girlfriend's Sims save files? I feel like I said that very awkwardly, but I can't say it any faster.
It's a tongue twister. I do feel like that is an asshole move. People have put hours into games like this. You can't just delete their progress.
Let's just start by saying that I, 24 male, love my girlfriend, Aaliyah, 20 female, very much. She's a super hardworking girl, and she spends a lot of her time on classes trying to get the highest grades possible for applying to nursing school in the near future. When she's not doing that, she's doing chores or cutting down on her ever-growing to-do list. And when she's not doing that, she's spending 2 hours a day playing The Sims. This is where the problem comes in.
Okay, she sounds like a very busy lady. And 2 hours a day on Sims, though, does seem like a lot. Like, that's probably taking up all of her free time. Does she have time to hang out with her boyfriend?
I don't know. How many guys in college did we know that would spend like 2 hours a day playing Call of Duty?
All of them.
After all the stuff she does, Aaliyah doesn't have as much time to spend with me as she could. She's a perfectionist too, so when she's doing the more serious stuff like school, she puts in more effort than necessary, which is time consuming. It really got to me that even knowing this, she'll spend so much time on The Sims. It's something frivolous she's doing when we already only get so little time together.
Okay, I do not like how he's like, she puts in too much effort for school, more than is necessary. Is there such a thing as more than is necessary for school? You want to do as good as you can. So he's resentful that she is a good student. And then he's resentful that she's taking time for herself and playing The Sims. And you know what? After being a good student all day and like doing all this studying and all these chores, you need time by yourself alone to unwind and relax. And like playing a computer game is a good way to do that.
Yeah, I'm not sure I like him calling her hobby frivolous.
Yeah, is any hobby really not frivolous? Is he playing video games? What's his hobbies? I'm betting his hobbies aren't any less frivolous.
She's also an adult, so essentially playing digital dolls almost every day is kind of something she ought to grow out of by now.
What? It is a video game. How many grown adult men do you know that are like obsessed with video games? I hate this person.
I decided to step in and have her cut back on this. I obviously didn't delete the whole game, but I figured deleting the little save file she was working on would deter her from spending so much time on it.
What? Oh my gosh, this guy's a controlling asshole. Oh, I hate him.
Deleting the saves is essentially deleting the whole game.
Right? I was like, is deleting just the saves any worse than deleting the whole game? No, she's got to start all over from scratch.
Yeah, she can reinstall the game.
Yeah.
She can't reinstall the saves. The decision backfired tremendously.
No kidding.
When she logged onto her game, she thought there was some glitch going on and kept restarting it until I explained to her that I removed the saves. She absolutely flipped out on me, saying she'd been playing in that save file since 2017, and I had ruined years of game progress.
That is so much time. Oh my gosh, 2 hours a day for years? I don't know when this post was posted, but that's years?
2024.
Oh my gosh, that's like, I was thinking maybe this was posted in like 2020, so he deleted 3 years of stuff. No, he deleted like 7 years of stuff? That is atrocious. I cannot imagine. He wasted years of her life.
The Sims doesn't even have goals, though. I told her she was overreacting because she still has the game, and she could just remake her little characters if it mattered so much.
No, you're like characters level up and get progressively better at things and stuff. So you can't get the same characters. You guys start over basically at zero.
I really hate that he keeps adding the word like little and frivolous in front of things.
That is a good point. Wow, he really does not respect his girlfriend. I want to know what this man's hobbies are.
Maybe now she can focus on more adult interests, like loved ones.
Maybe now she can dump your ass and find a better loved one.
Basically, she left immediately, saying she was so stupid to leave her gaming laptop at my place, and now she won't answer my calls. I know that this is a total overreaction, but I started to feel a little bad once I realized it may not be as easy to redo her characters as I initially thought.
Wait, he's saying her reaction is an overreaction?
Yeah.
He still is not remorseful and does not realize how horrible what he's done is.
So, am I the asshole for deleting my girlfriend's Sims saves?
100%.
TLDR, my girlfriend is obsessed with The Sims, so to deter her from playing it so much, I deleted her save files. She blew up at me. Am I the asshole? Even the way he wrote that TLDR is condescending.
Yeah, this guy is, wow, he is a piece of work. He has no respect for his girlfriend and her hobbies and what she likes to do to unwind at the end of the day. He thinks that he should be more important than her personal time. And he's very controlling, trying to decide what she does do in her personal time. You can't play The Sims. That's lame. You need a better hobby, and you should be spending more time with me. Stop playing The Sims completely. What the heck?
OP, just learn to play The Sims or something. Or become an adult before you start dating people. She's currently like studying nursing, has to do chores. 2 hours a day playing The Sims is not a crazy amount. And is it really every day? Because I feel like OP's the type to say 2 hours a day when it's only like 3 or 4 days a week.
Yeah, I do bet he is over-exaggerating how much time she spends on this, but still, she's put hours of her life into this. days, weeks, years.
It is clearly very important to her.
And it doesn't even sound like he tried to do the adult thing and talk with her about it first and like explain his feelings and be like, hey, could you maybe spend a little bit less time on The Sims and a little bit more time with me?
That's true. That's true. It sounds like his first response was to just delete it.
That is extremely controlling behavior and a huge asshole move. Like, it's obvious that he thinks he knows what is best for his girlfriend. She needs someone to tell her what to do with her life because she cannot be trusted as she is too immature.
Let's jump over to the comments. Not only are you the asshole, that's some serious controlling red flag behavior and unacceptable. What does it matter if she plays a game for a couple hours a day? People are allowed leisure time. Who are you to control what they choose for recreation time? If you want to spend more time with her, be an adult and tell her.
Yeah, talking with your significant other should definitely be the first step if you feel like there are problems you would like to resolve.
Another comment. Now she won't answer my calls. I know that this is an overreaction. LOL, OP, it absolutely is not. Your contempt of her hobby is evident throughout this. Her little save files, it isn't even a gold game. Now she can focus on adult things like me. Your actions here were selfish, inconsiderate, controlling, cruel, and totally unacceptable. You decided that you knew better than her, and that breaking her toy was a mature way to tell her to pay more attention to you. Are you an actual child? Also, you don't get to decide what games are important to other people, full stop. Your opinions here are some high-grade toxic Gamergate horseshit. Do better. You're the asshole X Infinity, bro. Alright, let's go to the top comment.
Okay.
From his girlfriend.
Oh, yes! Oh, I love it! Oh, yes! I'm so excited. Tell me what she said.
Did you really think I wouldn't see this post? Did you really think I wouldn't see how you've been talking about me? I shudder to think what you've said in your deleted comments.
Oh, there's deleted comments too? Ooh.
I mean, by the time I got to the story, the whole profile's deleted.
So it sounds like this did not go the way he wanted.
Why don't you tell them the real story? About how you not only deleted the save files, but also hammered the backup thumb drive so hard there's a dent on your countertop now while I cried for you to stop. Why don't you tell them about how you tag along to my supplemental instruction group after bio because you don't want me to be out of your sight? Why don't you tell them about how my best friend, who's so-called in love with me, literally lives in another state and only visits once or twice a year? Why don't you tell them about how when my mother was sick a few months ago, you were blowing up my line all day every day for attention, knowing I was her primary caregiver 24/7? Why are you telling them you work full-time, or that you manage a grocery store, when you part-time manage the fast food place inside it? I want you to fucking take this to heart when I say this, but I have genuinely become so much worse off for knowing you. You've destroyed my self-esteem with your constant criticisms of what I enjoy. You've controlled me in every way for as long as I've known you. You don't understand boundaries or when no means no. Your racist fucking family treats me like dog shit, and your friends are equally racist punk bitch assholes. You ruined something I've spent years of my life growing up with, and I could never bring myself to forgive and forget that, no matter how much love I've poured into you. I hate you for what you did to me, and for what you've been doing. I mean that. I'm gonna make this so crystal clear since you didn't understand it the first time. We are through. Go fuck yourself.
Wow.
Good for her.
Good for her. Yeah, he does not sound like a catch. He sounds definitely controlling and somewhat abusive. Like, he's doing the classic things of, like, trying to cut her off from her friends and family and trying to control everything she does and everywhere she goes.
And belittling her hobbies.
Oh, yeah, and then insulting her and belittling her so that her self-esteem gets lower and she thinks that she can't do better than him. Like, those are all classic abuse tactics. Now, it is horrible that he has deleted 7 years of her progress on The Sims, but in the long run, she is going to be thankful for this because sounds like it was the straw that broke the camel's back and got her to leave him. And she's going to be so much happier without him.
Yeah, I mean, it sucks that she had to lose something so important to her to have that wake-up call, but it is good she had the wake-up call. Top comment on her comment. Girl, this is the ending we all needed. I was on my lunch break reading his post last night, and I was just like, dude is an asshole, she deserves better. Good for you, and I hope you have a happy life without this controlling piece of shit. Much love, girly, and good luck with your save files. Girlfriend replied to that, thank you, love. I only wish I'd found this post sooner because there's hundreds of replies, and not everyone will see my words as compared to his.
Yeah, that is the problem with Reddit. Sometimes you only get one side of the story, but I'm really glad in this case that we did find that comment and we got her side of the story too.
Yeah, but also, girlfriend, you don't have to worry too much because his side of the story still made him sound like shit.
Yes, it did.
So, I don't know. It sounds like he was sugarcoating a lot of things and it still stunk.
Yeah, he just really couldn't make himself sound good, even though he was really trying and lying about it.
Sounds like you have so much more going for you than he does, and he knows it. Congrats on all your hard work and good grades, and here's to now being able to play The Sims without this controlling monster guilting you about it. Girlfriend replied, yes. These past few days without him around have felt so peaceful it's almost empty. Does that make sense? I think my nervous system has to reset or something. Can't wait to just play without someone glaring over my shoulder.
Yeah, I feel like now that she's left and is no longer dealing with him, she's going to realize how much worse it was than she thought it was.
And then one final update from the girlfriend.
Okay.
My saves are restored.
Yay, I'm so happy for her.
That's it. Sorry for taking a while to tell everyone. I went to a local tech shop a few days ago, and they helped me recover everything. I hadn't had the chance to update due to finals season. I'm typing this on my way to class, but yes, for anyone still wondering, I got everything back.
Oh, I'm so glad for her. So now she didn't have to give up 7 years of progress on this game to get rid of this boyfriend. It's a win-win at this point.
Yeah, everything's turning up, girlfriend. That's good. She deserves the win. Hey, if you're enjoying this video so far, consider hitting that subscribe button.
We really appreciate your support, and it lets us know that we should keep making fun videos for you guys.
This next one's from R Off My Chest. Boyfriend woke me up at 2 a.m. to make him dinner. I made him leave instead.
You can't wake someone up and demand dinner. That's just rude.
I am seriously never dating again. No advice needed, just one event. Throw away for the usual reasons. So I, 34 female, officially went with this guy, 31 male, a couple months ago. He was sweet, kind, funny, gorgeous, the usual stuff. Everything was fine. We'd stay at each other's places, have date nights, general relationship stuff. In short, no red flags, a couple beige ones here and there, but everyone has those. Then came the other night. He's currently having to pick up the slack at his job due to multiple people quitting. We decided to spend the weekend at my place as his roommate can be quite loud, and he needed to concentrate on fixing a system at his job so he can remotely work. Friday is fine. We stay in. And in between his working, we do the usual couple stuff. Saturday comes and something has gone wrong and the stress is doubled. So he isn't eating anything I make, which is fine. I simply remind him there are leftovers in the fridge. By 11 p.m., he's still working, so I head to bed. I am then startled awake by him at 2 a.m., shaking me, telling me he's hungry now.
There are leftovers in the fridge. She already told you.
Confused, I remind him about the leftovers and turn over to go back to sleep, but he gets grumpy and tells me I need to make him something fresh. Now.
No!
I'm honestly completely confused and so sleepy while he rattles on about coconut shrimp or something. Still half asleep, I just stare at him as I try to work out what the fuck is happening.
Am I dreaming? What is going on? Is this a nightmare?
This would be so confusing, wouldn't it? I'm guessing my silence pissed him off, as he started having a go at me for not doing my duty as his girlfriend.
What? She's not even your wife. She's just your girlfriend. There is no duty.
They've been together for a couple months.
He's a grown-ass man. Feed yourself, damn it.
Him saying that woke me up fully, and I told him to get out of my house. His attitude changed then, and he was apologizing, but I just repeated myself, and eventually he left the room. I followed him, picked up his stuff, put it into a bag, and once again told him to get out. He looked like a deer in headlights. He kept trying to say sorry and hug me, and it was only when I threw his car keys into his arms that he realized I was serious and left. This was Sunday morning. It's now Monday night, and I still refuse to speak to him. He's tried calling and texting, but I'm honestly just annoyed and dumbfounded. I know I'll have to speak to him at some point, but I don't want to. He's an idiot. If when I do speak to him, I'll update. For now, I'm going to bed.
I get that he's stressed out by work and everything, but like, when they're stressed out, that's when you're going to see someone at their worst, and you got to know that if you can deal with them at their worst. And apparently she could not deal with him at his worst because it was terrible.
It might be a different story if his worst happened during waking hours.
I don't know. Do your duty as my girlfriend and make me something fresh to eat,
No, that's
Absolutely not.
you're right. That's a pretty final line, isn't it?
There is no time that is acceptable. And it is especially unacceptable in the middle of the night.
When you're dead asleep. That'd be so confusing to wake up to. I don't know how many times you would have to say it to me before I even understood what you were asking.
I don't know. You are especially very confused if someone wakes you up from sleep.
I am a hard sleeper, I know this. It's very confusing when you have to wake me up.
But I never wake you up to feed me.
You don't just get coconut shrimp cravings at 2 a.m.?
No. And if I did, well, it's 2 a.m. Then I'll have to wait till tomorrow. I'm not cooking coconut shrimp at 2 a.m. and I definitely don't expect you to wake up and cook me coconut shrimp at 2 a.m.
All right, let's go to the top comment.
Okay.
A 31-year-old man shakes his sleeping girlfriend awake because he wants fresh food in the middle of the night. He's a man-child and not a thoughtful partner. Good for you for tossing him out. Baby boy should have acted like a grown-up and ate the leftovers like you told him to. Grow the fuck up.
Yeah, back to the leftovers. I totally forgot about that part. Like, she cooked him food during the day and he was just stressed out and didn't want it. She already did her duty. If you didn't want it then, too bad. Eat it later when it's leftovers.
Yeah, there's just a good dinner in the fridge, it sounds like. Home-cooked meal. A lot of guys don't get that.
But he has to put it in the microwave himself and reheat it, and it's not as good reheated. Make him something fresh now. Because he had a very stressful day at work, bringing in the money like a big, strong man, and you, the little lady, should make him food.
I mean, they've only been dating for like a couple months. OP definitely has her own job.
Yeah, I know, right? The whole thing is ridiculous.
The utter audacity of this man. Like he's your newborn baby needing a 2 a.m. feed. And coconut shrimp at that. That's so much work at any time of the day.
I don't even know, like, I don't particularly like shrimp. Do they just sell, like, frozen packages of coconut shrimp you can just throw in the air fryer?
They absolutely do, and that's the only way I've ever made coconut shrimp.
I was like, if he wants this made fresh from scratch at 2 a.m., that's even more audacity. But also, if you just have frozen coconut shrimp, just throw it in the air fryer. Is he incapable of that? What a baby.
He fucked around and found out. You are a goddamn badass. Good for you.
I'm really proud of her for getting up and kicking him out in the middle of the night.
That is the correct response, I think.
Because I'm so tired and lazy, I might have just been like, no, go get out of here. And then he would go sleep on the couch and I'd be like, I'm too tired to get up and kick him out for real. But he deserved to be kicked out for real.
All right, let's go to the update.
Okay.
Holy sweet Jeebus, that's a lot of notifications. Thank you for your overwhelming support. Glad to know I'm not the only one who thinks this is stupid. Also, to the ones who said I should have just done it and agreed with the man-child, thank you, I needed a laugh today.
Who said that?
Hopefully it was sarcastic.
I don't know.
It's Reddit. They definitely weren't sarcastic. On to the update. He came into my job to talk and explained that his friend saw a video of a woman being woken up to cook for her man, and they decided to test it out on their partners as a loyalty test.
What? That is the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
So my initial judgment of him being an idiot was correct. He was surprised when I broke up with him, but he was calm and accepting, albeit sad. Either way, that's over with. To answer a few concerns, nope, no drugs, just bad judgment. No mental health concerns, yes, he's stressed, but it's surface stress. That'll be fine once his work hires some new people, I'm sure. Honestly, not my concern anymore. Someone mentioned unconditional love. The relationship was less than 3 months. Chill out.
Yeah, I was like, no, at that point, no. There's like unconditional love and then there's like unconditional love. You know, like I feel like unconditional love should be I will love you even if you get cancer, not I will love you even if you treat me like shit.
But she failed the loyalty test, Kristie.
Also, people testing their partner in a relationship, that is the biggest red flag ever.
I'm gonna wake you up tonight and ask for coconut shrimp.
You're gonna get punched.
Seriously though, thank you for even taking the time to read my sleepy ramblings. I'm gonna buy myself a nice bottle of wine once I finished work as a thank you to myself for not settling. Until next time.
I really want to know how this loyalty test went for his friend.
I don't even know if we need an update on that. We know it went bad. That video was very clearly fake, right?
It's rage bait.
Yeah, it was a rage bait or just like, look at how great my girl is. Don't you wish you had a girl like this? It is probably 2 p.m. where they are.
Yeah, it is 100% fake and set up, right?
Right, I bet she was sleeping in like full makeup and stuff.
Yeah, because she has to look beautiful for her internet debut as a wonderful girlfriend waking up in the middle of the night to make her husband food.
Do you think that's part of the trad wife thing?
Yeah, you can never let your husband see you without makeup. You must wake up before him and make yourself beautiful. And then after he goes to bed, take off your makeup and put your hair in rollers.
Yeah, I was actually asking about the letting your significant other wake you up at 2 a.m. if they want food.
Oh, yeah, that's probably a trad wife thing, too. I don't know. I have no interest in that life.
I think it should have been very obvious to him and his friends how this was going to end.
Yeah, they're really, really dumb.
Maybe he thought he would just get a funny story out of it, not kicked the hell out of her apartment and broken up with.
I don't know. It's a 3-month relationship. That seems like a very big red flag to be waving. You're supposed to be on your best behavior at that point, right?
Yeah, I feel like at 3 months, you're still hiding a few of your weirder quirks. Like, you don't want him to know everything about you quite yet.
Yeah, you gotta introduce your weirdness, like, slowly.
And I guess part of his weirdness is he will just mimic things he sees online, like a middle schooler.
It's so immature.
So, OP can definitely do better.
Yeah, she can 1000% do better, and I'm so glad she kicked this guy to the curb.
Am I overreacting for kicking my boyfriend out for not buying me a sandwich?
Dude, hunger is a real thing. Kick him out. You should feed him. Make sure your girlfriend is fed and not angry.
Honestly, this one is kind of as it sounds. Me, 20 female, and my boyfriend, 21 male, have been together for about 3 years. We live super close together, so sleep together most nights, and cook together every night. I cook and he washes up. Technically, we spend most days together like a couple who lives together. So we're looking to move in together next year, but honestly, today's kind of made me question that.
Yeah, moving in with a boy is a big commitment. That is a big step, and things are gonna be different.
Yeah, stinky boy.
Yeah, stinky boys. No, don't make me live with a boy.
We both moved out of home about a year ago, and I've cooked every night. It's not as bad as it sounds because he washes up. But I've mentioned I would love to be cooked for even just once a month. It gets super tiring having to think of meals and plan the shopping by myself, and the course I'm studying is objectively harder than his. Not to put him down at all, I just picked something a little out of my depth. So the workload is rough, and having to coordinate meals and lunches and accommodate his likes and dislikes in food is actually pretty tiring.
That's like a really big mental load to, plan meals for 2 people.
Yeah, she's planning the meals, doing the shopping, and cooking by herself, and it sounds like his contribution is doing the dishes.
That doesn't seem quite even, but I mean, if that's the arrangement they've come to, but it sounds like she would like to modify that arrangement a little bit and have him cook for her at least once a month, and that sounds reasonable.
That sounds more than reasonable. That is not a lot. On top of this, I have a chronic illness that makes day-to-day tasks pretty tiring too. Anyway, the main point is, and this doesn't bother me too much, I have a pretty big exam tomorrow and did not have the energy to cook lunch. So on my way back from a lecture, I got us both these fancy sandwiches we like, as a surprise. I got him our favorite and decided to try a new one. When we got back, I didn't like mine, said I preferred the one we usually get. He wouldn't try mine, and I kind of thought he'd offer half of the one I got him, seeing as I bought it. I don't know. Later, on the way back from the gym, he stopped, got himself a meal deal, and called for my club card to get a discount, and didn't get anything for me. He literally didn't even offer. I mentioned the time before he went to the gym I fancied a chai latte, hoping he would pay like €4, as I paid €20 for dessert the night before. And he was like, yeah, send me the money, so I just said forget it.
Wow. Okay. So she's like paying for his stuff all the time, and he's like, oh, you want something? Send me the money. That doesn't seem fair or reciprocal.
It sounds like OP might be putting a little more into this relationship than him.
Yeah, it definitely does.
I don't know, it just seems thoughtless. I got really upset when he came back empty-handed, and he said I was draining the life out of him, so I told him to leave. He's now saying he's not coming back. Am I overreacting?
Not overreacting. It's like he doesn't even care about you, it sounds like. Like, he doesn't care if you want food or anything. He's like, I'm gonna get myself food. Doesn't even think about her.
Well, he did think about her. She's the one that has the club card that gets him the discount.
Yes, he called her to get her discount and didn't even offer, hey, do you want me to pick you up some food while I'm here? That is rude.
Yeah, if you get fancy restaurant food, your partner gets fancy restaurant food. That is one of the core foundations of our relationship.
It really is. And like, I get they're not living together, but it sounds like she's planning all the meals. They eat all the meals together. So if he's getting fancy food, she gets fancy food too.
And they've been discussing moving in together. And he still won't buy her a value meal or whatever.
Won't buy her a chai latte? That seems so cheap and uncaring.
Yeah, because it sounds like she didn't ask him to chip in €10 for dessert the night before.
But he can't spend a few bucks to get her a chai latte. He's really not reciprocating in this relationship. She's putting in way more time, effort, and money than he is.
But she's the one draining the life out of him.
Yeah, just wait until she's not cooking every meal for him and then see how much life he has left in him when he has to do it himself.
Yeah, from the little we know about him, he sounds like the type of guy that won't learn a lesson until whatever is good in his life is taken away.
Yeah, some guys are just dumb like that.
Top comment, the sandwich was just the last straw.
Yeah, sounds like she's been getting fed up with him for months now.
Another comment, not overreacting. There's a meme that says when wife shops, she buys the cookies he likes and the cookies she likes. She was sick one week, so husband shopped. He only bought the cookies he likes. She left him. I agree. OP replied to that. Yeah, honestly, the shopping is actually one of my biggest issues, as picking dinners he likes, no fish, no sweet potato, no broccoli, etc., is actually really difficult, considering there are like 3 of my favorite foods. I always get myself and him little treats and lunches on the shopping, and I know if I left it up to him, not only would he not get me lunches and sweet treats, he would also not get them for himself, which is like such added stress.
Okay, so it sounds like he's lazy, not very thoughtful, and cheap.
What's mine is mine, and what's yours is mine. Anything less and you're so demanding. Not overreacting, you can do better, OP. And being alone is better than this nonsense. Trust me.
I know I joke and I say what's yours is mine and what's mine is mine when it comes to food because I like to eat your food, but I don't want to share my food. But I'm always joking.
Are you always joking?
No. Yes, but no.
You're willing to share your food with me if I'm willing to endure the tears that will come to your eyes.
Yes. I love you. So I will share if you really want it. Just know that it is going to make me extremely sad. But also, hey, what are you eating? That looks kind of good. Can I have a bite?
I am fully capable of recognizing that you like the food on your plate a lot more than I like the food on your plate. So I very rarely ask for a bite. And I never ask for the last bite.
Oh, no, you are not getting the last bite. I saved that last bite to enjoy myself. But I also feel like if I know it's something that you would enjoy, I make sure I have extra and that I save some for you.
Yeah, because we like each other in this relationship.
Yes.
Even if we have our little quirks, at the end of the day, we still try to make sure the other person is happy too.
It sounds like this guy does not have that philosophy.
All right, and then there are 3 short updates.
Oh, okay.
Update 1. Even though he has ready meals at his place I bought him to eat when I am not there, he is now refusing to eat unless I cook and apologize for telling him to leave.
Is he like going on a hunger strike? I'm so confused.
It sounds like he's going on a hunger strike, and I think that's hilarious. Just let him starve, OP.
That is, like, this is something I would pull when I was like 3 or 4 years old. I'm just not going to eat. That'll serve mom and dad, right? Like, the logic doesn't actually make sense. And as an adult, you should realize that this is dumb.
Nah, but OP's gonna see how sad and miserable he is, and then she's going to apologize for his temper tantrum.
I sure hope she doesn't.
Update 2. Sorry it's taken so long. I decided to come back to my parents' home and spend some time away from him. I'm feeling pretty shaken up, and he's been harassing me to apologize.
He's gonna starve to death waiting for that apology.
Thank you for all of your sweet messages. I guess I kind of didn't realize some people had partners who did so much for them. So heartwarming hearing all of your stories. If anything else happens, I will update you all again.
And there's one more update, so what happened?
Update 3, people were asking for an update, so thought it would be worth saying that I broke up with him today.
Is he still starving?
I eventually spoke to him about the whole situation and said I was so tired of doing everything for him, and I felt like he was a selfish lover, to which he told me, "You selfish fucking bitch."
Whoa.
Which pretty much told me everything. On a real note, I'm super torn up about it, struggling a little losing him after such a long time, even if it feels like a relief.
I can get that. I mean, she's like 20 years old and she's been dating this guy for 3 years. That seems like forever when you're that young. So even though ditching this loser is a good thing in the long run, I get that it like kind of hurts right now in the moment.
Yeah, I mean, they've been dating for pretty much her entire adult life.
I'm super proud of her for ditching him, though.
It was the right call, and that sentence she typed in update 2 was so sad when she's like, I didn't realize there were people whose partners did so much for them.
Yeah, I hope she finds a partner who treats her like the queen she is.
Yes, no one deserves to be in such a one-sided relationship.
And it sounds like she was doing a lot in this relationship. Like, she's good at relationships, even if he isn't, so...
Yeah, exactly. It sounds like whenever she was doing something for the couple, she was thinking about him. And when he does things, he's only thinking about himself. That's just... He is not ready for a relationship if that's his attitude.
So anyways, I don't think she was overreacting at all. She definitely needed to ditch this guy. And I know it sounds silly to say I dumped him over a sandwich, but, you know, it wasn't just a sandwich.
Am I overreacting because my new boyfriend doesn't want to be snowed in with me, and so I'm rethinking the relationship?
That's tough. I feel like there could be a lot of valid reasons you don't want to be snowed in at someone else's place, but like also as a new couple, that could be super romantic. Why doesn't he want to spend time with you?
We were expecting a large winter storm to hit. I, 30 female, asked my boyfriend, 32 male, if he wanted to come spend the snow day and night with me. We could make s'mores on the stove, play games, cuddle, watch shows, and of course other things. I was pretty excited, didn't even think he would say no. He took a long pause and then said, "It sounds really nice, but I think I'm going to stay home because it's the perfect weather to stay in and play Xbox."
Oh, that is not the correct answer.
That is not at all the correct answer, my friend.
Your girlfriend invited you over to have a nice romantic evening, probably with sexy time, and he's like, I'd rather play video games. Wow.
He went on to explain how he is trying to achieve some specific level. I was pretty upset and disappointed that he said no, but we already made plans to do something ahead of the storm, and so I didn't make a big deal of it. Just was going to soak him up as much as I could before the storm. It comes time for our date before the storm hits tonight, and he messages me 20 minutes before our date that he had something come up, and so our plans fell through. I again was super upset and disappointed, and I've now told him to give me some space to think.
What came up? Was it video games?
I mean, he needs to achieve that level.
I don't think this guy really likes this girl.
He frequently cancels our plans because he wants to game or because he falls asleep. This is the third week in a row where we have made plans that fell through because of something unforeseen on his end. I've talked to him about his inconsistency, and he says that he is trying to figure out a lot of stuff, and he hopes I will wait for him because he wants me to be by his side as he figures it all out.
It sounds like this guy isn't ready to be dating.
No, I think that if whatever he needs to figure out is affecting your relationship to this point, he needs to figure it out faster.
And you're like newly dating. You haven't known this guy that long. I feel like I hope you stand by me while I'm working through some things is something you ask like a long-term partner, not someone you just started dating.
Right. That is something you say to somebody you've been with for a couple years, not a new relationship.
Like, she hasn't known him that long. At this point, just cut and run.
I'm honestly just getting tired of getting my hopes up just to be disappointed. I feel my needs are not being met, and he just expects me to put my needs to the side until he finally has time or the ability to handle them. I guess I just really need some advice, and I need to know if I am overreacting or if there is just no hope here.
No hope here. This guy is not ready to date, and he is not making you a priority. I don't think he likes you all that much, actually. I mean, you're convenient at the moment because he's, working through stuff and you're willing to stick around thus far, so you're convenient. I think that's all you got going for you.
Yeah, and I'm going to put my foot down here and say a teenager makes the excuse that they want to skip a date because they want to play Xbox. A 32-year-old man needs to get his act together and go see his girlfriend.
Oh, right. That's a very good point. Yeah, at 32 years old, he should be prioritizing dating over gaming at this point, if he really seriously wants a relationship.
It's okay if he wants to spend time playing games, but you have to make your partner a little bit of the priority at least. Because it sounds like he's canceled several dates for no good reason, which probably means he wants to play games and didn't want to tell her.
I fell asleep. Like, at 32 years old, you shouldn't be just falling asleep and, ditching your girlfriend.
In this context, I translate I fell asleep as I stayed up too late playing games.
I just kind of translated it as I wasn't that excited to see you, so I fell asleep.
Both of those are bad. And OP planned a very cute little date for them.
Yeah. S'mores, movies, games, that sounds cute.
Yeah, it's kind of nice to be snowed in with your partner and get to spend the whole day with them. It should be. Most guys would be excited about that.
He's not. What a waste of time. He could be gaming.
What a waste of time. She could be dating someone better.
That's really how it should be put.
Let's jump over to comments.
Okay.
I dated a guy like this. He wanted me to wait until he got it together. I agreed initially, and then I decided, fuck that. He was already being inconsistent. Why should I wait for him to decide that he doesn't want to be?
Also, I feel like putting up with that sets a bad precedent. He's never going to improve and make you more of a priority because you're proving to him that he doesn't have to make you more of a priority. You're willing to stick around no matter what.
Yeah, and I would be very worried that once he figures it out, he's going to figure out, I don't want to date this girl, and then you wasted a bunch of time.
Yeah, you are taking a big risk, wasting a bunch of time when he might ditch you once he figures it out, or he might never figure it out.
You don't need to stay with someone just because you feel guilty. I'm not ready for you, but you should commit to me anyway is super controlling and manipulative. We fall for it all the time, though. Fuck those woe is me boys. Let them play their Xbox and blame women for why they're alone.
She just doesn't understand me, bro.
Not overreacting. As a gamer myself, I advise you this. His actions show what matter most to him, not his words. His actions have consistently shown that he values his games more than you. His choice for this storm is just the icing on the cake. If he loved you, he would make space for you. And part of that is caring for your needs more than a damn video game. Therefore, he loves you less than he loves games. This will never change. I advise you to dump him. Gaming is fine as a hobby, but if a partner won't put you first, above his games, consistently, he's not a partner, you're his den mother.
Yeah, there needs to be a balance, and it sounds like this guy is not willing to make any sacrifices to have a girlfriend.
He's trying to figure out his stuff and hopes you wait for him. Wait for him to get his level goal, or... He literally could have at least asked if he could bring his Xbox over. My boyfriend sets up his PS4 on a smaller TV so we can sit together and watch my shows while he games. Don't settle for that, man.
Yeah, I was just thinking that. I was like, even if he wanted to play video games, like, couldn't he have invited her over and they could still do some stuff and he could still game some? I don't know.
Yeah, he could say, like, I wanted to do this, but why don't we spend half the day together? It's still a date then, but it sounds like he's the type to just cancel dates very often, so I don't think he's the type to negotiate for half a date.
I don't want to do that, no.
All right, and there is an update. Wow, I didn't expect this post to get nearly this much attention. Thank you to everyone who commented and provided their support. I've decided to move on from the relationship, and all the comments and advice really helped. I'm sad things didn't work out, but still wish him the best. Enjoy a safe and warm snow day, everyone.
Yeah, it just really sounded like he wasn't ready for a relationship and maybe they just weren't compatible.
Yeah, hopefully he figures out whatever was preventing him from having this relationship before he does this to some other girl. Am I the asshole for confronting my girl when I realized she took credit for something she didn't really do?
Oh, that's never something cool to do. And I mean, I kind of get that you would hope that your significant other has, like, integrity. So yeah, I might confront my person about that.
So, a couple days ago, my girl and I were celebrating, and she told me she made me chocolates as a gift. She was super excited about it, saying she spent hours on them. She works a little waitress job, so she doesn't have a ton of money, so I didn't mind her cheaping out a bit compared to what I got her. I thought it was sweet that she tried. I didn't even know she knew how to make sweets and stuff, because she always says she can barely cook.
I don't know how I feel about this. I made you chocolates. Oh, it's so sweet that you tried, even though you cheaped out. I don't know. That seems rude.
Well, she doesn't have a lot of money because she only works a little waitress job.
A little waitress job? Did it say a little waitress job?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, this guy's a condescending asshole already.
Anyway, I asked her how she learned how to make it, and it turns out she just melted pre-made chocolate and poured it into molds. She didn't even make any of the fillings herself either. She got store-bought caramel and fruit spread and stuff.
Did he expect her to make chocolate by hand to put in these chocolate molds? What? No, everybody buys pre-made chocolate and melts it, like even the bakers.
Yes, he really thought that people make their own chocolate.
Okay, now I do know like making caramel is a thing. It's just like butter and sugar, right? Or something, maybe cream and sugar. I don't remember.
Yeah, caramel's easy. Chocolate is a beast as far as I know.
But also, I usually feel like the store-bought caramel tastes better than the caramel I make. I only made it once or twice, and I was like, this is only okay.
It's not worth the effort and the damage to my pan.
Yeah, so like you can make homemade caramel, but I feel like buying store-bought isn't a bad thing. Also, like just melting the chocolate and putting it in molds and filling them with caramel, that takes a lot of work.
How many bars of chocolate have you and I destroyed in our lifetime
So many.
because we cannot use a double boiler to save our lives?
So many. We are really bad at tempering chocolate, but we keep trying.
Literally all of it was pre-made. She barely put in any effort at all, and then she was all proud of herself. Usually I try to let things go because she's so sensitive to criticism, but it just really irritated me that she tricked me like that. So I called her out about her lie.
I don't even know if this is a lie. Like someone said I made these chocolates, maybe just because we have experience making chocolates. This is what I would expect them to do.
I mean, yeah, like we said a second ago, that is what you do. You melt chocolate into a mold and you like temper it properly. I don't even know where you buy like cocoa nibs or whatever you use to make chocolates.
I have never seen anybody actually make chocolate from scratch.
I have to assume there is a way to acquire all the ingredients. I have no idea where you get cacao or whatever you need.
Even these super fancy people on the baking shows who are like making chocolate sculptures, the chocolate is pre-made and melted.
Right, and a lot of the like really fancy pastry chefs have like those $10,000 machines that like properly temper the chocolate and stuff.
Yeah, so they don't have to struggle with doing that because that is what we struggle with. It's so hard to get that nice crisp snap in your chocolate. Also, to me, being like, you bought the chocolate ingredients, the chocolate and the caramel, and then made them into chocolates yourself. You didn't really make the chocolates. That seems to me being like, you didn't really make me this scarf because you crocheted it, but you didn't make the yarn yourself.
Yeah, you didn't go out into the field and kill a sheep like everyone else does when they need to make a scarf.
I don't think you need to kill a sheep to make a scarf.
Well, how else are you supposed to get the wool?
Josh.
She got upset and said she did make them because she put in so much effort. Halfway through arguing with me about if it's okay to lie to me or not, she just starts texting someone and saying she doesn't want to argue anymore.
Who is she texting?
She ended up getting her sister to come pick her up, and she's been hanging out with her instead of me for the past 2 days. Her sister called me a dick on her way out, too, which kind of makes me think my girl lied to her also about making them. Otherwise, I don't know why she'd be mad at me. At first, I was really sure that I was right, but maybe I need to be more forgiving of it. Like, at the end of the day, I know she's not a great cook, so maybe I should have expected it not to actually be from scratch. She's usually really sweet and texts me a lot, but she hasn't been talking to me much the past couple days, so I'm starting to feel like maybe I overreacted. TLDR, she claimed she made me chocolates when she just melted pre-made stuff and assembled them. I confronted her sister called me a dick. Am I the asshole?
Yeah, you're the asshole. She did make you chocolates.
It does sound like OP just has a fundamental misunderstanding of what it means to make chocolates for somebody.
And you think that's not something that's that hard to look up before you accuse people of lying and you didn't really make these.
Yeah, I mean, if you told me you made me dinner and then you even handed me like a heated up frozen pizza, you did indeed make me dinner.
There are many comparisons we could make to this situation, and in all of them, he's wrong in the asshole.
He really is. Like, your girlfriend got you a gift, and you were just ungrateful about it.
She not only got you a gift, she worked to make you this gift. Like, making chocolates is kind of time consuming, especially if you're like making it at home in your kitchen.
Yeah, and it's even a little more expensive than just buying you like a candy bar.
Oh, it definitely is. Because if you're doing it right, you're tempering the chocolate, which means you're melting it and then letting it get down to a certain temperature and then raising it back up to a specific temperature. And it is a long, involved process, and it is difficult to do right. And it takes a long time. But it sounds like she doesn't really know what she's doing, so she's probably maybe not tempering the chocolate correctly. But even in that case, she doesn't know what she's doing, and she's trying to put chocolate, melt this chocolate and get it into molds, and then fill them with caramel, and then put more chocolate on. It's a long, involved process, even if you're doing it the easy way without tempering the chocolate.
It definitely is, and I don't know if I trust OP to be an accurate judge of if the chocolate was tempered properly or not.
Well, they don't even know how you make chocolates, so no, they're terrible. They would not know about tempering chocolate at all. But I just know that every time we try and make chocolates, like in our kitchen, it is a long, involved process, and it takes much, much longer than it would take us to like make cupcakes from scratch and icing from scratch and decorate them. So she put a lot of time into this. And he is very unappreciative.
Top comment. Dude, my girlfriend knows how you feel. For Valentine's Day, I made her a prime rib roast with garlic mash and baby carrots. The problem is, I didn't raise the cow, butcher it, and then prepare the roast. Instead, I bought it from the store and cooked it. And that's not all. I didn't grow the potatoes, the garlic, or the carrots. She got mad that I bought them too. And don't get me started about the dishes. Those came from AITA. All I did was spend 2 hours prepping, cooking, serving, and cleaning. What a knob I am. You're the asshole, man.
Yes, that is another good comparison. And they're not wrong. And OP is wrong and an asshole.
You're the asshole, and I threw up in my mouth 3 separate times before I got to the end of the first paragraph. Little waitress job? I didn't mind her cheaping out. It was sweet that she tried. If you feel this way about her, what's the point of being in a relationship? I'd hate to be with someone who spoke about me with this much condescension. So hopefully she's your ex now and you don't have to worry about gifts that aren't up to your standards anymore.
Yeah, he's talking about her like this is a little kid who brought you a macaroni necklace and you're like, oh, gee, thanks. You tried.
So OP did make an edit to clarify.
Oh, okay. Let's see if this pushes this in his favor at all. I doubt it.
Edit to clarify. You guys are really upset about the way I talk, and I just wanted to address it. She knows I call her my girl. She calls me her dude. She calls it a little waitress job too because it's basically just a side gig. How I talk is not really the problem at all, and I think it's strange you all are focused on it.
Okay, how you talk does give us a bit of insight into your character, and it's not looking good for you.
Anyway, some others said my age and what I got her matters. So I'm 32, and I got her some old figurines she collects.
Oh, and did it say how old she was?
I don't think it did. I'm assuming they're similar aged, but I have no evidence. Also, just to clarify, you guys seem to think she put a lot more effort into this than it sounded like she did from her explanation. I'm seeing people talking about thermometers and how hard it is to make chocolate melt, but she literally only used the microwave to melt it, and she doesn't even own a kitchen thermometer, so I doubt she used one.
Okay, so she probably did not temper it, but still, I feel like melting the chocolate and not ruining it, and then getting it in the molds, waiting for that to harden, putting the filling in, putting more chocolate on top and waiting for it's a process, okay?
The microwave is a legitimate way to melt chocolate. It just works well. Like, if that's the tool that works for her, good. She managed to successfully melt chocolate. It is hard.
I think people don't understand how hard it is. I have never successfully melted white chocolate correctly. It, every single time, seizes up. I'm not allowed to touch white chocolate anymore.
That's true. White chocolate is very temperamental, and you are particularly bad at it.
I am the worst. Seriously, Josh is living like, you are not allowed to touch white chocolate in the kitchen anymore. If I even go near it, it seizes up.
And then the whole thing has to go in the trash.
Yes, there is no saving it, and then it's just a bunch of wasted money.
Maybe everyone just isn't understanding when I say she's got really little experience cooking and didn't seem to put much effort into these. She literally just melted it in the microwave, poured it into molds, and then put stuff she bought inside of it. That doesn't even sound like what you guys are saying homemade chocolates are done like. Some people have said I should make my own and see how hard it is, and I think I might, because what you're all describing actually sounds hard, unlike what she did with the microwave and everything.
Even if she didn't do it the right way and used the microwave and didn't temper it, it's a long process of like melting and waiting for things to harden, and she put effort into this, and he is not appreciative at all. And now he's going to be like, I can do it better than you did. I'm going to show you wrong.
All right. And then before I get to OP's second post on Am I the Asshole?
Oh, there's a whole second post.
We're going to go to OP's post on our chocolate.
Okay.
Put together chocolates for my girl. Do they look okay?
How did they look?
Want to make sure these look okay before I give them to her. Do they look like I did them right?
Okay, I'm noticing that the dark chocolate does not look maybe quite as shiny as it should, so I am wondering if he tempered it correctly. But I mean, they look nice, they're pretty, the molds look nice and everything. I don't know, do you think he tempered it right?
Now I'm going to give you a spoiler. These are the chocolates his girlfriend gave to him, and he's posting to our chocolate so that he has more ammo.
Oh, so he's trying to trick us into saying that they don't look good or something? Or they...
Yeah, so he's trying to get people on our chocolate to say these chocolates look like garbage, so he can come back to Am I the Asshole and say, see, I got a neutral opinion that says these are garbage chocolates.
Okay, I said they look nice, except that maybe the dark chocolate is not tempered correctly, which I think we did determine. She wasn't using thermometers. She probably did not temper it correctly. But they look nice. Besides that.
Yeah, and you don't really have to temper chocolate. It just has that nice snap then. But
it's shiny and has a nice snap, yeah.
It's not the end of the world.
It still tastes good.
Our chocolate said pretty much what we said. They look all right for a first attempt, you know? Like, they're not tempered or anything, but they look pretty in the mold, and your girlfriend will probably like them.
I was going to say they actually have clean edges and everything, which is harder than you would think with some molds.
So I'm just summarizing our chocolate's opinion because I cannot find any of the original comments because people on Emma the Asshole figured it out because he posted from the same account. So our chocolate got flooded by a bunch of people over there making fun of the chocolates. But top comment from one of our chocolate mods. Been getting reports about this post, gonna keep it up. Not technically breaking any rules, and OP just keeps burying themselves into a deeper hole. So our chocolate is also just watching the drama unfold. And then, of course, a few people took it too far and sent death threats, which is never cool.
Oh, never cool. Nope, no death threats, please.
Yeah.
Especially over chocolate.
And someone else's relationship. Like, come on. And now on to his update on Am I the Asshole?
Okay.
A lot of you guys are so dramatic. I really couldn't take most of the comments seriously. I still think homemade chocolates implies that every part is homemade, but clearly most people just say homemade imprecisely. So I think it's not really her fault that she used the word in this situation.
I think she used the word in the manner everyone does except this person.
I decided to go ahead and apologize since it's clear she didn't lie since she didn't mislead me on purpose. I also chose not to make chocolates myself because I don't care to be in the kitchen much. I thought if I posted a pic of the one she made and asked for feedback from people who actually know what they're talking about, I could get a better idea of if she actually did them right or not, and how hard that might be without having to try myself. Like I said before, she doesn't even own a thermometer, so all the people saying she tempered it right, based on one comment where I talked about them being crunchy, were probably wrong in my opinion.
Okay, I mean, it sounds like he doesn't know much about tempering either, though, so...
The problem is that some of you are weirdos who follow people to other subs. At first, people were complimenting her chocolates, so I was thinking maybe I really do need to apologize for thinking she put in no effort. But then someone posted a link and a flood of people showed up to insult them just because I said I made them. There were a lot of comments saying how it's obvious no effort was put in, they look terrible, etc. But I can't trust those since they came from a poisoned well, so to speak.
Yeah, it's not cool that, people from Am I the Asshole went over to Chocolate Reddit to try and, roast him, but turns out he was trying to pull a fast one on us, and it sounds like he did. But all the comments before people started trying to roast him were like, yeah, that looks pretty good for a first try.
Yeah, brigading over to other subreddits is never cool. You should just keep your drama on your own subreddit. That's kind of a rule on Reddit.
Yeah.
I can't get behind that either. Let's not make this into a full-on bullying thing. It's chocolates in somebody's relationship.
Yeah, that is exactly what happened, though, is Am I the Asshole Reddit decided to go bully this guy on Chocolate Reddit, which is not cool. But I think he does need to take into consideration that before he started getting bullied, all the comments were saying the chocolates look good and it was nice. So he should apologize to his girlfriend because chocolate experts on Chocolate Reddit think that those are good chocolates, and so he was obviously wrong.
I decided to just not mention that point to her since I couldn't get a clear answer on if they actually turned out well according to people who actually know about chocolate.
Okay, I don't know about that. It sounds like the chocolate people told you they were nice chocolates, and you just didn't want to listen.
It does sound more like OP didn't get the opinion they wanted.
Yeah, hate that kind of person.
So I texted her to ask if we could talk it over, and she agreed. Because of how dramatic the commenters were, I did start to get a little nervous, so I decided to go over the top with the apology. Took her on a date to a little arts and crafts place she likes to go to, and I got her some food. She also apologized for running off to her sister's place and said she's going to take a little break from her for a while because apparently she said some pretty messed up things about me that upset her. I guess her sister thought she was going to dump me, so she assumed my girl would laugh along with her when she made some bigoted comments and said a few other things that really hurt my girl's feelings. Which is great in my opinion. I always got the feeling her sister never liked me, and I guess now it's clear why. So OP is trans.
Oh, okay.
And apparently sister
does not like that.
Apparently sister revealed some opinions.
Okay, that's not cool.
Anyway, I'm just glad she came home and everything settled down. Sorry to all you people hoping she'd freak out and throw away 10 years over something as silly as candies, lol. She may have a history with lying, as I mentioned in the comments, but she's definitely a lot more mature than you people. I missed the lying comment, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know. Huh. Okay, so sister is definitely an asshole for making bigoted comments. And also, you really need to make sure that the person you're going to be bashing they're completely done with that person before you start bashing them, right?
When you're going to be bashing them to that extent, especially.
Yeah, like make sure your sister is 1000% done with this guy before you start.
Yeah, honestly, you should not bash anyone to that extent.
No, also, yeah, that's just mean. But
before you start throwing shade at someone's relationship, make sure that relationship is over.
Yeah, like there was always a pretty good chance that they were going to get back together, right? Sister did not take that into consideration, and now the sisters are having drama between them.
Because OP was the asshole in this situation, I think.
Yes.
But that doesn't mean the relationship is over. It sounds like OP put their foot in their mouth over some chocolates. So yes, OP, I am going to call you the asshole. You're not such a big asshole that I think she should dump you.
No, I don't know, though. He did sound super condescending about everything he said about her, which made me be like, is he always like this? If this is like who he is, maybe not the best person. Maybe she should break up with him. But again, we don't have the whole story when we're reading these Reddit stories, so it's really hard to make a call.
It is, and it sounds like girlfriend made a call that she wants to stick with OP. I respect that decision.
At least he apologized.
That is big. A lot of people on Am I the Asshole never apologize.
Yes.
Also, the line about her having a history with lying refers to her losing her old job for lying about her contributions to her boss, and for taking a bunch of days off at random. She was still getting up in the morning and acting like she was getting ready for work, so I had no idea she was going to lose her job, and I have had to keep on top of all the bills and everything else because of it. That's why she's not working a more substantial job now, and many are saying I hold resentment towards her, but I don't think so.
I don't know. I mean, I do think if he held a little bit of resentment over her being irresponsible and lying and not showing up to work and losing her job, and now he has to cover her ass and cover all the bills, that seems kind of legitimate. Like, I might be resentful about that.
A little bit of resent is justified even if you do love her.
Yeah, and like, that might be something you can work past, but I don't know. The pretending to get up and go to work every day thing, I might have a hard time getting past that. That is a big lie.
I just still don't trust her fully. I am still finding out new things about what she was doing on those days she pretended to go to work.
Was she having an affair?
I think that's a big jump, Kristie.
But it's Reddit. It could be true.
And I admit I jumped the gun in thinking she lied on purpose. So I don't see why you people are saying I'm not taking responsibility for myself here. I apologized for accusing her of lying intentionally, and she accepted it. What more is there to do?
So both of these people are flawed, as is everyone. So, I mean, I guess I'm glad that they worked it out. This did seem like a dumb thing to break up over.
Yeah, I mean, if they both want to stay together, then good for them for staying together. I think this comment sheds a lot of light on the situation, though.
Okay.
Not an insult, genuine question. Do you have autism, or have you ever been tested for it? You seem to have an intensely literal way of viewing the world and struggle with things that conflict with your worldview. OP replied, I've never been tested for it before, but people told me before that they think it's what is wrong with me.
I wouldn't say that's something that's wrong with him, but this commenter does have a good point. He does seem to be very literal about homemade means made from scratch. All parts of it made from scratch. That is kind of autistic thinking.
I don't think I'm autistic, though. I just don't like it when people speak imprecisely, and feel like that is what happened here. But everyone says I'm wrong, so I guess I am wrong for having this pet peeve.
Being annoyed at people who speak imprecisely is an autism thing. I get annoyed by that all the time, and I try and word my words so carefully so that I am as precise as possible without also taking forever. I don't want to inconvenience people by making them listen to me ramble for too long, trying to be as precise as possible. So I want to be precise and concise. Get that information down to as short as possible, but also as detailed as possible. It is 100% an autism thing.
Somebody replied, quoting OP there, I don't think I'm autistic. I just super autistic example.
Yes, he really did. I think maybe he should go get evaluated.
Yeah, and it's a different mindset.
Yeah, I mean, and maybe he doesn't even need to be evaluated. Just keep in mind in the future that he might show traits that are not quite typical thinking for the normal populace. And maybe they just need to take that into account when they're communicating with others.
To continue the comment, though, I came to ask the same question due to the super literal tone of the first post, and after reading your trans, my suspicion grew even more. There's a huge overlap in the trans and autistic communities. Autism is just a different way of processing the world, and there's nothing wrong with you if you are, but in this case, your rigid views, whether from autism or not, are making you come across as a total asshole. I know and love many trans and autistic people, and again, don't think there's anything wrong with either of those things. Our differences are something to celebrate. But understanding ourselves better leads to understanding the world better and feeling more comfortable in it. Maybe researching autism beyond the diagnostic criteria, especially regarding people's lived experiences, may help you understand why people have suggested it for you.
Yeah, like once I started to realize, hey, I'm probably autistic, like a lot of things started to make sense. And then I was able to like make some adjustments personally to myself and my way of thinking to help me relate to the neurotypical population a little better, just because I was aware of the differences between the way we think. So I don't even know if OP needs to like officially go get a diagnosis, but maybe just keep in mind that he might be autistic and do a little bit of research into it and like how it's going to affect your life and the way you think. And that might help him interact with people better. And then people won't think he's such an asshole for being so pedantic and literal.
Let's do another comment.
Okay.
They're quoting OP here. Sorry to all you people hoping she'd freak out and throw away 10 years over something as silly as candies. You flipped out about those silly candies. You made an entire post complaining about those silly candies. You posted a backhanded, rude, and completely uncalled for post about those silly candies. You dedicated this entire account to complaining about those silly candies. You're lucky she didn't have a worse reaction because you reacted and are still reacting so irrationally and childishly to something as simple as those silly candies. You don't even fully acknowledge that you were in the wrong here. If you truly love your girlfriend, you owe it to her to treat her better than this and to take these posts down. At least the one in our chocolate. It was so unnecessary and rude considering her efforts.
Yeah, that's a good point. He said she overreacted. I think he overreacted. How hard is it to just be like, oh, you made these? I'm not sure about that, but okay, thank you very much. That's so sweet of you. Just say thank you for the chocolates and enjoy them. I mean, I don't know why he made such a big deal out of this.
At 10 years in, if your partner gives you a bad gift, just say thank you and shut up.
I mean, it might be okay to have a discussion about your disappointment so that, like, communicate so it doesn't happen again, maybe. But you don't have to insult her and then make a whole big deal out of it so she runs away and you have to make a Reddit post to see if you're the asshole or not.
It really did blow up a lot, and it was OP's fault that it blew up this much. I don't know. I'm glad that it sounds like they still like each other and they're going to try to work through it.
Yeah, but it does sound like they have some communication issues that they need to work on.
You posted her chocolates to a sub that you hoped would criticize them. People recognized you from your asshole post and said you were an asshole. Every comment there was either complimenting the chocolate or criticizing you for your attitude. You specifically lied about the chocolate, saying you put them together for your girlfriend. Then in true online fashion, you came back with a haters don't know us. You're a boring, arrogant, and insufferable child. It is astonishing that you are actually in your 30s.
Wow.
People are not holding back with OP.
No, they really aren't. I mean, he does kind of have it coming, but I mean, I'm also like, if they want to stay together, good for them, I guess. They're working through it. But OP did not come out of this looking great.
All right, that's our last story for this episode of Josh and Kristie Stealing the Internet.
Thanks for watching. Hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you next time.